with this dude. Can't. There's been so many of these dudes from overseas. But they say he's a former Olympian. He looked to be in a lot of shape, but absolutely nothing about him as a fighter. But what I do know is for the last 2 years, Frank Martin has been beating everybody put in front of him and been doing it in pretty convincing fashion. I think Frank Martin has gotten a lot of exposure and a lot of exposure, a lot of Frank Martin is in a similar position. Tank, he just ain't got no title, haven't got a title yet. Now Floyd is a lot bigger than Earl, but Tank benefited as far as with his fan base and the pay-per-view say have it now from fighting on Floyd's undercards, fight for Mayweather Promotions. That's the same situation that I see Frank Martin in right now. Whereas by him being with Bandit Promotions, uh, his fight more likely somewhat promoting and answering questions about his next fight. All this makes people that probably would not ordinarily have even knew who he was, or because a lot of times everybody's stuck on the big names. So without a lot of times, if you don't ask yourself or get with somebody they got respect in the boxing community, it takes a lot longer when you ain't standing with a real a real bona fide champion or bona fide trainer or whatever the case may be. And it's now Frank is a damn good fighter. I love how he fight, and what I like about him is I'm not saying he's trying to fight like Spence, but he fights in a very aggressive, physical way. And it seemed like most of the guys he in the ring with, he seemed like he a lot stronger than them. And it looked like, and he hit harder than it seemed like he hit. And I noticed that too, man. Frank Martin gonna make some noise out here as time go on. Now uh, I don't think when I say he benefited from being with Earl, it's not a diss, but what's good, Ruben? It's not a diss, but it's just a fact. It's just the truth. And I would like to see Frank get a shot soon, and that's why I was saying like with Shakur Stevenson, Tank out of jail now, and he want to fight with Devin. Now, if I was in Shakur Stevenson's shoes, or if I was his trainer, his promoter, manager, whatever, his grandfather, I think if he could easily get mixed up in his deck right now. I think I saw something on Blue Blood about him talking about fighting Lomachenko. Why? 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 I don't want to see Shakur start doing this shit, this Bud stuff. Salido, Lomachenko been beat by Salido. He been beat by Tia, Tiafimo Lopez. He been beat by Devin. Now he done lost 3 times. So the blueprint out there on how to beat him. He's old. He ain't got no real power in his punching. He's still all this would be this ain't no real right here. All this would be is a name on his record. And I think Shakur bigger than this. This is why I don't be want to hear all that shit about so and so called this one out, called that one out. They sent the contract over there. Now you want to riffing about money, and I feel him. But here's what Shakur better realize. Okay, Tank, get out. It's a much bigger fight on the money side of Devin fight Tank. That's just the truth. And if he sent you a contract and you don't hurry up and sign it, they throwing Tiafimo Lopez name out here. He a champion at 140. You got Tank coming, and say for instance, Shakur don't take this fight and go fight somebody else. And whether he do good or bad, I'm quite sure it look like he finna do a little, look like he gonna fight somebody that he probably know he gonna be able to beat. But what happens? What happens if Tank fight Devin first, possibly knock Devin out or have it go? I think if Devin beat Tank, if they fight next, he moving up to 154. I think if Devin lose to Tank, if they fight next, I'm not 154, I'm sorry, 140. If Devin lose to Tank, I think he gonna move up to 140. Regards to what the pay say, this is your golden opportunity right now. If Shakur know he can beat Devin, real talk, and they done sent the contract for 20, 25%, whatever. No, the money ain't right, but you may not be in a position you think you are as far as with time to play this game. And maybe he watched what Crawford did with Earl Spence and thinking he gonna play that same game. You gotta have a man with the same character Earl Spence got if you're gonna be putting off the real fights until years later and try to have one big one. I always thought Shakur was much bigger than that. I thought he was gonna be one of the guys who want to move up and do like Floyd. My thing is this, and I don't think it's a fair comparison when people keep saying what Devin did when he fought Kambosos. Kambosos is not on neither one of them levels. Teofimo went in there slipping that night, and then what you seen him with him having marital problems and all that, you saw the same thing happen with the Charlo brother. When you got stuff going on at home and your mind ain't 100% dialed in that ring, it'll show up in there. But great fighters get through that. Teofimo lost to Kambosos and gave Kambosos some buzz that he never really deserved like that. And that was two easy fights for Devin. There wasn't nothing hard about them fights. That's why he took that 21% or whatever they said he'd taken. This is a whole different ball game. Shakur can lose to Devin. Devin can lose to Shakur. This is a whole different ball game when you speak it on the money side. But what Shakur really needs to take a real long, hard look at, if you can beat the boy and you go in there and take whatever the short money is, I'm thinking it's still gonna be millions of dollars. And you go in there and beat him and you got all the belts, then you in the driver's seat. High risk, high reward, low risk, low reward. You're in a position where you can take a somewhat high risk and come out smelling like a rose. And that's what I say about that call out shit. Shakur, you the one said you got him. You can beat him. Then I'll be honest with you. If you beat him in y'all match, it's gonna be big money. And it's turn to take a short check. That's kind of how the game go. If you really want to take somebody's spot when they're at the top like that, So hopefully you get to it. And then here's the other part about it. Now say Frank Martin do good and get past this fight tonight. I don't know the other guy, so I can't say it's just a pre conclude that he gonna win this fight. I don't know this dude, so I'm gonna be interested to see what the fight look like. But if he win this fight, and God forbid Tank and Devin schedule to fight each other, well then now Shakur, you're gonna have to fight Frank or start ducking. And I don't think Shakur duck, but Frank Martin might be a tougher fight than Devin because he's more physical and punch harder. Look like from where I'm sitting at. I understand how Shakur feel about the money, but right now you got Teofimo at 140, you got Regis Prograis at 140, you got Raleigh Romero at 140, you got Tank finna get out of jail now at 135. You got Shakur there, you got Frank Martin there, and I think it's like you got Lomachenko still there, and there's one or two more. So if you take the wrong turn down any street, it's not gonna be like you go down that block and then make one more turn and get back home. It's gonna be one of them blocks where you're gonna have to go around the world for you to get all the hardware at one time. At one time with all these big fights that's coming up. Because guess what, Shakur, if you go in there and win all the belts, you're going to be the one getting all the big fights. That's just how that's kind of how it's going. And there's another thing I want to touch on with the fight with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. This narrative that You know, Spence and Bud ain't promoting the fight like they should. No, but they not vocal guys like that. That's not their personalities. Now, they what they need to do, what the promoters should have done. Like sometimes just get somebody with them that can chop it up for him. Cause if you think Earl ain't talking now, wait till a week, wait till the next 2 weeks, and he hungry and don't really feel like being bothered. I told a lot of people that before this started. He not a talkative dude like that. He handled his business in the ring, and Crawford is more kind of playful, but he not a talkative dude like that either. Don't neither one of them like doing interviews and stuff like that. So, the management team, the advisor, whatever the hell, they supposed to be aware of this. If they want this to be as big as it can possibly be, and put somebody in place, whether it be Leonard Ellaby or Floyd, whoever, whoever you work with, whoever they got that can do that out here with them, to kind of like how Floyd did with Tank. Kind of like how AB did to some degree with Robert Easter in the beginning. Sometimes a guy needs somebody to hold his hand on that part for a little while because, you've been working on your life on fight, not talking to people on no microphone, answering questions, especially after a loss. So, I mean, it's just a lot of little things. And I say this too. Terrence Crawford is gonna have when they say how cut up he is, yeah, but he's real small. That body frame just looked real small to me, and it's gonna be beautiful to see Earl just kind of sap his confidence away from him because I really believe that's how it's just gonna go down. I think Earl gonna take all his confidence as the rounds go on, and he realized I can't hurt him, I can't get away from him. You know, I can't just outbox him. And so what's left? A fight. That's why I say I ain't no way the hell this thing going 12 from where I'm sitting at because I think if any one of them get behind where it's more than a round, like 2 or 3 rounds behind, they finna come get busy, especially Spence. If any one of them get more than 2 or 3 rounds behind, the fight finna get busy. Somebody finna come get somebody. But that's it for me on this video. Like the video to like or subscribe. Till next time, it's your man Spill Dog. I'm out.